Hey guys, I thought I'd do a quick Flaperon demo with a Lemon RX in a Focke-Wulf 750mm FMS model. Props removed for safety. See the Lemon RX down in there. And let me see if I can get this on camera. Move my transmitter over. This is the V3 Lemon. So the the receiver gyro is activated through the gear switch. So as you turn that on and off, you can see the light going on and off. I'm moving the gear channel. That's what turns it on and off. So this is the on position. I've got my gain knob on my DX8 set up on the roller. So with gain on, there's the correction. You can hear it. It's kind of hard to see, especially in an iPhone video. And then that is off. Light goes to red on the transmitter and no more correction. And I'll turn it back on. And I'm going to crank this gain all the way up to maximum and give it a little wiggle. You really hear those servos correcting. And if I crank it down to minimum, just as for a demo, still does something with barely anything. As this particular model, the Focke-Wulf 190, is pretty twitchy bird, CG sensitive. I usually run my gain on it about there. The pots, can't really see them on the video, but they're all set at about 10 o'clock on the receiver. Okay, so point of the Flaperons that I was talking about is they're set to the flap switch. I'm getting there with my thumb, so they're on neutral, or they're on no flaps now. I've got them slowed down through the transmitter, as obviously I'm just using the high speed or the normal speed aileron servos. So there's position 1. There's position 2. So they're relatively slow. I've played with the speed a little bit. I don't remember the setting. I can look it up if anybody's curious. But that's about right. And as you come in for a landing, let's assume you're flying, let's just assume we're on a 2S battery, which is what I stuck in for the demo. Flying at full throttle or a click or two down from full throttle. I'll come around for my final approach, go to about half throttle, the plane will start to sink, go to position 1 on flaps, and if my throttle's set where I want it, it'll just maintain altitude. Reduce throttle a little bit more until the plane starts to sink some more, maintaining forward airspeed but still going slow. About the time we get it probably about 2 feet off the ground, I'll chop the throttle completely, or maybe 1 click so the prop's just barely moving. You don't want it set for a brake or anything. You want that prop still spinning, but barely. And go to full flaps, and at the same time start feeding in up elevator. I've got this switch over here set for my high rates, and the only thing it affects is the elevator. So there's my normal elevator rate all the way up, and that's high rate. So that's all I'm affecting with my high and low rates. I just want a little more up elevator when I go to high rates right before landing. So it's flaps to the 3rd position, hit high rates at about 6 inches off the deck. Really feed in that up elevator, get a bunch of up elevator, and it should flare just a little. It's not so much as a flare as you're almost stopping the plane from moving, and it'll just fall out of the sky, almost like an ultra micro. I mean, it'll just plot down, not do a bunch of belly rash. The other thing I want to show you in this particular plane, speaking 800s, is this thing has been repaired a bunch of times. I fought this plane. I completely tore up the nose on it, which I have repaired with some foam putty and paint, and then I took some pinstriping tape and put it around where I had my paint line. Makes it look a little cleaner. But you can see the paint repairs. I've torn off ailerons. You can see I don't know if I'm showing the video, I put a little piece of carbon fiber top and bottom to get the ailerons to stay stiff. It is a weak point in this plane. The hinge doesn't go all the way to the end. You can see the gap there, that's factory. But the foam is thin, weak, where the hinge lines are. Suppose you go to plastic hinges if you wanted to. I just tape them. But you can see all the repairs. This old girl's got lots of flights on it. And sometimes it comes home in one piece, sometimes it doesn't. You can see my carbon fiber back there. I've torn those off, bent them. But a little epoxy, some UHU pour, some CA every now and then, which I don't particularly like CA. I don't think it does that good of a job. It tends to break. But it's still a great flying plane. It really, it's a fun plane now. I fought it and fought it and fought it. I know I've got a video posted somewhere and where I'm going to post this thread of my maiden, and it was an absolute disaster. But yeah, it's been a good plane. Hated it first, couldn't fly it. It was my third, I think, 800. Flying the other two, no problem, took this one out. Good Lord, what a nightmare. It was a mess to fly. Now, it's absolutely one of my favorite ones to fly. Rates are fairly low on it because it is a twitchy bugger, but it's fun. Not to offend, but I did have to add the period correct emblem back there. The swastika won't come with it. And I've got that on a PDF file. It's also posted in this thread somewhere. You can steal it, upsize it, downsize it, cut it out of paper, glue it on, and makes it look at least period correct. But yeah, that's just I want to give you a Flaperon demonstration for the guys that are curious about them. Huge, makes a big difference. It's set up on my flap switch. It's fairly easy to set up with the lemon transmitter. It's already got a setting on it, and I don't want to be wrong on this. I believe I eliminated the Y cable, and I have each aileron. It's actually, I'm sure I do. You have to set it up that way or it wouldn't work. One goes to the aileron channel, and the other one goes to, I think it's aux 1. That way you have to set it up so you can get the flaperons. As you can see, even with flaperons deployed, ailerons still work, so you still have control over roll when the flaps are deployed. But it's a great mod, guys, and it's free. All you got to do is program it that way. Okay, that's all I had to say. Hope that helps somebody out. Happy flying, fellas.